What up, Homedawgs? My name is Gokey Gamer, coach of the Milwaukee Medichams, and welcome everybody to a brand new draft league known as the CDA. I believe the actual abbreviation is the Champion Draft Association Season 1. I am so immensely excited for this draft league, you guys have no idea. So this is going to require a little bit of context. So, back when I first started Draft League, I was looking for something. I had done a showdown draft league in Gen 7 once. That was like one time, is at the tail end. The Sword and Shield was about to come out in a couple months, so I was just like, I wanted to draft league, kind of thing. And long story short, I think I actually messaged on Twitter before it became X app that I wanted to join Draft League, and somebody ended up reaching out, and we got a whole bunch of people together, and we ended up forming what would eventually become the IBA, the International Battle Association. So that's where I met a lot of the guys from the live streams that I hang out with on my main channel, which, by the way, if you haven't seen the main channel, be sure to check it out. This is how I ended up meeting up with Salty, with Shady, with West, with Monk, with JV, actually. That's how I met JV as well. He was a part of that league. And eventually that would lead to like Snore. I believe I said Alex. Did I say Alex already? But that's, long story short, that's how I met a lot of people. A lot of people that I'm still really great friends with. I still stream, well, when I do stream, I stream a lot with, or like make videos with. I really enjoy their company. I really enjoy being a part of the squad. It's a lot of fun. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, after Gen 8 was pretty much done and Gen 9 came out, we kind of fizzled out the draft league scene for a very long time. Until today! Now, while I did have a little bit of a break during the early days of Gen 9, I still ended up joining Draft League, and I have about 2 years of Scarlet and Violet Draft League under my belt. These guys don't have any, so it's going to be very interesting seeing how far I've come in terms of my drafting skills. And battling skills, I should say that too, because that's more important. I am extremely excited to be taking part in this league, though. It is a smaller one with only 10 coaches, but it is an 8-week draft, so we'll be battling pretty much everybody except for one person, and perhaps we'll battle them in the playoffs. That'd be pretty cool. But yes, very, very exciting, very, very stoked about what's to come, and I'm just super excited and super honored that they asked me to take part in this, and that we're here. So yeah, that's the context. Very excited to be battling with all these people that I started my Draft League journey with. It's going to be really, really exciting. And yeah, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the team. So for context, because these guys haven't really been in the Gen 9 Draft League scene at all, when they were prepping the doc, there was a crucial thing that got deleted. And that was the Tera banned list. This is a mid-tier draft league, and we decided to let all Pokemon 11 points and under Tera, which means there's a lot of Pokemon that you can have on a team that can Tera. This is also open Tera preview, so this is, you pick a type and you let your opponent know what types they can Tera into before the match. All that fun stuff. It's become my favorite way to do draft league. But yes, anyways, the Tera banned list being deleted ended up revealing some pretty tough threats. So needless to say, I had to grab some of those immense threats. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Tera Regieleki. So yes, Tera Regieleki is on this team. One of the most broken Tera captains, especially in a mid-tier draft league like this one. I am so immensely excited. This was worth only 9 points, and holy crap, it's going to, I think, cause a lot of stress for my opponent, and I am immensely excited about it. There are a couple other threats that are actually still on the board that I'm really glad didn't get picked up, but I knew that I wanted Tera Regieleki because I haven't used Tera Regieleki ever, and it's been one that I really wanted to use. So I decided to pick it up, and yeah, that's pretty much the story behind Tera Regieleki Pick 1. I didn't want anybody else to notice it because I had made the implication that I had noticed some really strong Tera caps. So, and yeah, I just saw that and I was like, yoink, I'm going to pick that up now. So, yes, Tera Regieleki on the team, going to be an absolute menace, especially once all the ground types are gone, and it's going to be awesome. So, yes. Next on the team, I decided, you know what? I have no idea what higher tier pick I want. I'm going to grab Tera Diancie because Tera Diancie is my all-time kill leader of all the draft leagues I've been in, I'm pretty sure. Like, in my draft league career, I'm pretty sure Diancie has gotten the most kills for me, Tera Diancie specifically. So, I was like, you know what, I have to pick it up again. I have to pick up Tera Dancy again. Now, obviously, Regieleki and Dancy both really like the Tera, but Dancy doesn't even really need the Tera. Neither does Regieleki, but, you know. It just gives me more options in battle, basically, is kind of what I'm thinking. Tera Dancy is just an absolute menace. Tera Fairy Drainy Kiss, set up with Diamond Storm or Calm Mind. It is such an overpowered Pokemon. It's insane. I'm very excited to be using Tera Dancy, and I think it's just going to be absolute killer in this league. Tera Sinistcha. So, Sinistcha was actually a really interesting one here, because the main reason being I wanted a Pokemon that had a lot of immunity to priority, and also a Pokemon that could resist ground-type attacks, because obviously both of my Pokemon are weak to ground-type attacks, and I don't want Regieleki to just constantly die to, like, priority attacks. So Sinistcha was by far and away the best Mon for this. I'm still weak to Sucker Punch, granted, but I am still strong against literally every other priority move, I'm pretty sure, under the sun. Even like Aqua Jet as well, because of my grass typing. Also, Tera Sinistcha is also a really powerful Tera type. Like, it's like, Tera Pokemon, like, my top 3 are such massive, terrifying Tera threats that I'm really happy with how they're structured. I think they're going to be, like, absolutely amazing in battle, and they are just going to cause a really tough time for my opponent to break through. And, you know, yeah, Sinistcha is just a really great Pokemon here, I think, and I'm very excited to use it. So, yeah. Next up, I wanted to grab a physical attacker because obviously the 3 top Pokemon are typically special attackers. They don't have to be special attackers, but they typically are. So I was like, I really want a physical attacker, and I really want to grab a Pokemon that is on, like, one of the higher tiers. Because I've grabbed, at this point, all 3 of these Pokemon right here, right there, are worth 9 points each. Yes, Tera Regieleki was worth 9 points. But yes, I saw that, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to grab a Pokemon, like a physical attacker. I'm going to grab something that I wanted to grab for a long time now, but never really got the chance to. And that is Cinderace. Obviously, we know Brandon P loves the Cinderace, all that fun stuff, but I saw Cinderace was still there, and I was like, you know what, this is probably going to be the best time for me to try Cinderace, a Pokemon that I'm really not used to, but could work really well with my playstyle if I give it a shot. So I'm very excited to give it a try here. I think this is going to be really, really fun. Obviously, with a bunch of Tera threats, I think Cinderace, I don't know how well Cinderace will stand out on this team, but I'm hoping that Cinderace will be able to do something, and I'm very excited about it. Hopefully it does well. The next Pokemon was only worth 14 points, and that is Terapagos. So we did this based off of the Smogon Draft League system, I guess, or like the docs on Smogon. So I guess for whatever reason in that league, Terapagos is worth 14 points. Definitely a steal, obviously. So, you know, that feels pretty good. Having a spinner, having such a great spinner. Obviously, I also have Court Change on Cinderace, but having such a great spinner in Terapagos as well. Again, only worth 14 points. Really was a steal. And I was like, when I saw that, I didn't see that until this round. So when I saw that, I was like, I need to pick this up. So yeah, Terapagos is on this team. It's going to be a really hard Pokemon for my opponents to break through, and I'm very excited about watching that happen. So, or well, not watching that happen, I should say. Terapagos just walling things. That's what I meant. But yes, very excited about it. I'm eating my own hair, and yeah, nothing more needs to be said about Terapagos. You guys know what it does. Next up is Alomomola. I unfortunately sniped a couple people with this pick, but I saw Alomomola still there. I was like, I want a slow Wish Passer. It has regen as well, which is extremely valuable. And obviously, clicking Flip Turn is always very nice too. This also completes my Fire, Water, Grass core, which I was very much a fan of. And I was like, yeah, that's just great. Having a defensive water type on this team, I think, is immensely valuable. Obviously, being able to slow Flip Turn into something like Regieleki, for example, is absolutely amazing for me. So I'm very, very excited about Alomomola. I think it has a really great place on this team. I think it has a better place than MBBL Season 3 team did, because I barely used it in MBBL Season 3. So I'm very excited. I'm hoping Purple Rain can give me a better showing of this draft league. And a little bit of a spoiler alert, but it did do a lot during Week 1, so definitely be looking forward to that. Anyways, next up on the team, we have got Galarian Zapdos. I wanted a flying type, and I wanted a fighting type, and I wanted a Pokemon that was around base 100 speed, because I wanted to fill out my speed tiers a little bit more. I saw Galarian Zapdos, and I was like, you know what? Frick it. I know Galarian Zapdos is a beast of a Pokemon. I'm going to use it. So, yeah, now we have Galarian Zapdos on the team, and that was my thought process behind that. So yeah, my main physical attackers right now are Cinderace and Zapdos Galarian. And honestly, those are just kind of the main physical attackers, unfortunately. But I still think my physical attacks are strong. Obviously, I can run physical attacking moves on a lot of these Pokemon. Cinderace and Zapdos are really the only ones that are dedicated physical attackers. So, and Sandaconda, I guess, but we'll get to that in a second. But yeah. Very excited about Galarian Zapdos. I think it's going to put in a lot of work on my opponent's team, especially if they don't prep for it. And I think it's just going to be a lot of fun to use. Next up on the team, we've got Hydreigon. Very, very excited to use this Pokemon, actually. This is another Pokemon that I was just like, you know what? I've got a lot of low-tier Pokemon that are going to be so much fun to use. Let's have some fun. Let's grab Hydreigon. I've seen Hydreigon put in work in previous draft leagues. Unfortunately, Hydreigon cannot Tera in this draft league. But I've seen it put in a lot of work in other draft leagues as well. And I was very curious to give it a shot myself. And also having, like, a dedicated special attacker. Because, obviously, again, you know, mons like Regieleki, Diancie, even mons like Sinistcha and Terapagos. Sinistcha and Terapagos are special attackers, but they like to have a lot of bulk to them, too. Hydreigon, while it does have a decent amount of bulk, it's primarily a special attacking nuke. That's kind of what it does. So, I saw Hydreigon, and that was still available, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot. Why not? I think it'll be really fun, I think it's going to be great, and it's going to be awesome. Also gives me the ability to Levitate, which helps against ground types, which I very much like. Speaking of ground types, I saw this Pokemon still around, and I knew, once I saw how well it fit the team, I knew I had to grab it. Sandaconda! So yeah, Tera Sandaconda, but mainly the main reason Sandaconda is here is just because of its immense physical bulk. Also, Shed Skin as well. Shed Skin is going to be really, really useful with running like rest sets and things like that. Going up against certain major threats, not having to worry as much about Will-O-Wisp, it's great. So, Sandaconda is going to really come in clutch on this team, I think. Also, like, a low-tier ground type that I needed a ground type. I don't have a lot of points by this point, so I want to be careful with how I spend them. Initially, this was actually Frostlass. I didn't actually grab Sandaconda, now I think about it. That was a Grace trade. I Grace traded Frostlass for Sandaconda once I saw Sandaconda. And then I made a couple of, like... actually, that was the only trade I really made. But yeah, I saw Sandaconda, and thankfully it was still around after the draft, so I picked it up. Very excited about this Pokemon. I think it's going to put in a lot of work for me. And yeah, that's basically Sandaconda for you. Next up on the team, we have got Bronzong. Bronzong, Tera Bronzong once again. Well, it's not once again. This is the first time I'm actually able to Tera Bronzong. Again, the fact that I have more Pokemon that can Tera as opposed to can't Tera is going to be a lot of fun. But yes, Tera Bronzong here. I really liked Bronzong on this team. This also completes my Fairy Dragon Steel Core, finally, which I'm very excited about. I knew I wanted a slow Pokemon, I wanted a bulky Pokemon, and I wanted an annoying Pokemon. Bronzong kind of does all those things. Bronzong can also hit really hard on, like, either physical or special. It can hit surprisingly hard, and, you know, it has decent coverage, it can set up rocks. The only thing that I really don't like about it is that it doesn't get reliable HP recovery, but I have a Alomomola for that. So yeah, Wish of Passing into Bronzong, it can be a very, very solid strat here as well. And yeah, that's basically Bronzong. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I can't really think of anything. I think Bronzong really fits well on this team. I really like it here a lot, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah. Next on the team is Skuntank, my dedicated grounded poison type. That also happens to be dark type, which is great. Once again, Skuntank can Tera as well, which I think could come in handy. It gets a decent amount of coverage. Once again, it can be a mixed attacker. It does a lot on this team, I think, in my opinion. It gives me a Defog user as well, which I really like. I think Hydreigon gets Defog as well. I don't think Galarian Zapdos does, but I think Hydreigon might. Regardless, we have plenty of hazard removal on this team, which is really awesome. And yeah, it's meant to be annoying, it's meant to be, you know, poisoning things, it's meant to remove poison. Skuntank I think is going to be really, really handy on this team. I really enjoyed using Skuntank in the past, and with Tera, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm very, very excited about it. I think it's going to put in a lot of work, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And finally, we have the real Uber from my Uber Draft League, Jumpluff, the Tera type Jumpluff. As well. I am so immensely excited to have Jumpluff. This is why I traded off Frostlass, because I saw Jumpluff in like the 1 point tier, and I only had 1 point by this time. I saw Jumpluff and I was like, okay, I have to grab Jumpluff. It's like the best tier 1, or 1 pointer I should say, and that's why I grabbed it. Jumpluff on this team is a pretty fun Pokemon, once again immune to like the ground type attacks as well. It gives me it helps out with some weaknesses of mine. I think it has a very great place on this team. I'm very excited. I'm definitely bringing it at least once. You can mark my words on that. This is the Pokemon that killed a Tera Ogerpon Wellspring. You know, so yeah, I'm bringing it at some point. But yeah, Jump Bluff I think is going to be really, really fun on this team. Obviously, with Chlorophyll, I'm not losing to a Sun team, which is great. But yeah, anyways, I think that's pretty much going to do it with the team. This is the team. Let's go. Love to see it. I am so immensely excited about this team. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to use. 8 Tera Captains is insane. There was no limit to how many Tera Captains we could have. There's also no, like, adjustment of points or anything like that. So I just saw threats and that I wanted, and I grabbed them. Granted, the main Tera threats are the top 3, but there's the other 5 can really cause a lot of havoc if they Tera as well, unexpectedly. So that is something to keep in mind as well. But, yeah, I guess without any further ado, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. This went on way longer than actually it should have. Holy crap, I need to start getting ready for work. But, thank you all so much for watching. I really, really hope you all enjoyed. Please make sure to check out everybody down in the description below. I don't know if everybody's going to be uploading. I saw West uploaded a draft analysis, so I know he'll be uploading. I don't know who else will be uploading. I'll link as many people as I can. And, yeah, I'm very excited about this. I hope you all are too. And, yeah, that'll pretty much do it. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you all enjoyed. And I'll see you soon in the next video. Peace out, mates! Oh, also, let me know what you think of the team. Yes. Okay. Anyways, bye now.